Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with one of our favorite hosts. Oh my goodness, Miss Robin Shimizu, all the way from Sacramento, California. She's in the house, and we are so excited to have her. Robin, we know you've been globetrotting, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. But in the meantime, I want you guys to sit back and relax. We're going to be bringing you some wonderful information today on how to stay healthy, because if you don't have your health, you can't keep your wealth. So with that, I want to introduce to some and present to others Miss Robin Shimizu. How you doing this morning, Robin?
I'm doing great, Carolina. Thank
Yes,
you.
you are. Oh my
Uh,
goodness. We know
so
you. Wait a minute.
we
We know you've been globe trotting. Tell us just a smidgen of where you've been.
okay. Four of us girls went
Mhm.
on a girl trip through the Balkans.
Ah,
So we went through Albania, Montenegro, Croatia, and Slovenia, and then we ended up in Milan, and then we flew back home, and that was an 18-day girls trip.
oh my goodness.
Yes. And
Oh,
it's very I don't know, it's very heartwarming to be able to hang out with your girlfriends for that long of a period, and just it was just really a wonderful trip. Got to see things that I've never seen before. I've never been to Croatia, and I had heard so much about it, so it was just a really nice time. Yeah.
good, good. And the weather treated you well?
It did. Yeah, in fact they kept saying, "You guys hit good last week it was rainy. Last week everywhere we went, the weather just followed us. Nice weather followed us the entire time."
Well, congratulations. We
Yeah.
know that relaxation is really important to health. So what do you have for us today?
Well, it's summertime already. It's
Mm.
June and I can't believe it cuz the last time, it was like May, it felt like springtime.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to finally warm up here in Sacramento. I don't know about the rest of the country, but the weather's been just crazy. So I
Mm.
thought it'd be a good time to just remind people about some summertime tips on how to stay healthy. There's just 5 of them, and we
Okay.
can go through them pretty quickly. There are things that we already know, but just a good reminder. Um,
Okay.
so how does that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay. So they were saying the very first thing that we need to be mindful of is to stay hydrated and to beat the heat.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. We're going. It's supposed to be 110 in Texas sometime this week.
Oh my
Some
goodness.
other parts of the country, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we forget about the heat um, will uh, multiply your body's need to stay hydrated because you sweat and but you don't really think about it as losing your hydration.
No, you don't.
And so avoiding excess alcohol and caffeine consumption, those all contribute to your dehydration.
Mm.
So stay hydrated and be mindful about what you're taking into your body and that you're hydrating your body with good um, water. And
Hmm.
uh, one of the things I learned this week was there was a Japanese drink called Picori Sweat, which
Oh,
is like a Gatorade, but not quite as sweet. And so replenishing your body with electrolytes and
okay.
good
Oh,
good things for your hydration
mm.
beyond water, because we lose electrolytes and things like that in the heat.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure what electrolytes are, but I know that from Gatorade that they're important.
That's right, exactly. And then the other thing they were saying is that nourish our body with seasonal fruits and seasonal foods that are natural and that come to us, because of where we live. We're going to have different vegetables and different fruits that are available to us, and so stay, mindful of eating fresh fruit and vegetables that are locally grown.
Oh,
And yeah, and just great nutrition. And we have Maureen Stevenson with us today, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about nutrition,
Uh-huh.
about sugar and things like that. So, um, just eating clean and healthy and wholesome, whole foods.
Mm-hmm.
The third tip that they suggested that we think about is to protect our skin from the sun.
That is essential.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of that. I stay indoors a lot. I'm in the house a lot, and I don't put sunscreen on my face or my
Mhm.
body. And we're going to bring Lakeisha Appleton back one of these days, and she's going to talk to us about skin care and skin protection and how important sunscreen is for our skin. And it doesn't matter if you're indoors. It
It
doesn't
doesn't.
matter.
Now, see that now I need to hear from her because I didn't know it didn't matter if you were indoors or out. Huh.
Right. So we should be putting sunscreen on every day. And so
Yes.
I wanted to have a show that talked about how important it is that we do a broad spectrum sunscreen with at least 30 SPF protection in it,
Oh, okay.
especially if you're going to go outdoors or you're going to go for a walk or something like that.
Hmm.
And so, speaking of outdoors, the fourth tip that they have in this article is to stay active and enjoy the outdoors.
Okay, so just get some sunscreen, folks. We can still go outside. Okay.
That's right.
Mhm.
And then the fifth one was to prioritize your mental well-being.
Mhm.
So, and that it all kind of ties in together, doesn't it?
Yes,
You
it
go
does.
outdoors and you take care of your mental health, and you be grateful for being able to go for a walk.
I'm telling you, you really are not grateful about the ability to walk until you meet people who don't have the capacity. And it really lets you know just how blessed you truly are to be able to walk from the bedroom to the kitchen to to the car without assistance. So you must maintain that.
Yes, yes. Well, I don't want to take up too much time because I want to highlight our guest today.
Mhm.
Maureen Stevenson's one of our favorite guests. She's just so, well, for lack of a better word, vibrant is the word that comes to mind when I think of Maureen.
Mhm.
So let me introduce Maureen just really quickly. She's a healthy woman advocate and a lifestyle coach, and she helps women with nutrition, mental health, emotional health, physical health, and personal health. And
Mm.
I like it that she says things like, yes, I like to keep women healthy and beautiful, vibrant, and sexy. And I like that because it's
I just,
all part of being a woman, right?
yes, it is.
So, with that, let's bring on Maureen. We're so excited she's with us today. There
Good
she
morning,
is.
Good
Maureen.
morning,
Good
ladies.
morning,
How are
beautiful.
you? Hi. Thank you for inviting me. I'm listening to Robin and her girlfriends, and that is so bonding. And think of the health and wellness that comes with that.
Hmm.
Sometimes we think that health and wellness is just about food that we put in our body, and we don't remember that they're nourishing the relationships that we have. And if we have good relationships, then maybe we won't go to the food, right? Maybe we
Yep.
won't, right? Because we'll have something that fills that space. Most times people eat is, it's just to fill that hole in that space. But when you have good nourishing friends and can take that time to go relax and restore and laugh and just bond, that is so great. So yeah.
I'm, yes, I'm very blessed. I just, the whole trip, I kept thinking how lucky I was.
Hmm.
Yes.
Very great. It's just a grateful time, and that
Mm-hmm.
brings a lot of joy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else, Maureen? I feel like we shouldn't keep putting these opportunities off because even though we have our health, we don't know if our friends are going to have their health, or in fact, if we are. So the sooner we do it, the better I think it is for our mental health. What do you think?
Yeah, because I was about to. I'm not taking away from the topic. I'm just gonna go quick. I had this friend one time, and then she called me, and she was traveling somewhere, and I said, "Oh, you're overseas?" And she was like, "Yeah, my friend is dying, but she wanted to go. She had this place on her bucket list, so I'm helping her to
Get
go with her and helping her to get there before she died. And I thought, thinking about, like, some of us just wait until that time, right? We never have that. We just tell ourselves that we don't, and then when that comes in, it's not that it's not a great time to do it. I'm not saying, but just something that your friends always tell my family that I'm living for my eulogy. And they like ask me, what does that mean? I'm like, people that gonna have a lot of materials. They won't have to think about who I am. Or when you funeral and they're lying and somebody joking, you're like, oh, no, that wasn't she at all. But I'm always say I'm living for my eulogy because I'm gonna leave a lot of materials that you guys don't even have to think about me. Like, oh, that's Maureen.
Exactly. Leave your footprint. So Maureen, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let you.
So, but today my topic is the impact of sugar on your hormone and overall health. And this really resonates with me yesterday because yesterday my husband went to Walmart and came home with a lot of these. And then without thinking, I grabbed one. I was in my car drinking it. And I was like, then somebody says, read the label because you're a nutritional coach. You should read the label. It says, just this have the sodium contents in this, but the total sugar was 34 grams. And then added sugar was 39 grams. Just in this alone.
Wow.
And it's juice.
And so a lot of people go out, just like my husband, and think this is juice. It says orange pineapple. Right? So we all like, oh, when you say people like, no, I eat clean, but I'm not drinking, I'm not having sugar. But we consume sugar without even thinking about it. And so today I would say, first of all, look on your labels. Like, because this, I couldn't even drink it. I finished it. I just started and I'm like, sure, I got to back off of it. Because this alone have total gram 31. And then it says added sugar. Look at your added sugar, right? So this is like, total added sugar is like 56%.
Wow.
Just this one thing. No, this one.
Wow.
And it is labeled as orange and pineapple juice.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So number one, read the label.
So number one, I would say, look at your labels, look at the gram of your sugar. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with drinking this because I don't want to tell people like what is right for you or what is wrong for you. But my recommendation, if you even buy this, because that's what I just told my husband, we had this conversation. Put half in a glass and then fill it up with water.
Yes.
Okay, dilute it.
Yeah, or put a whole lot of ice in it. That by the time you finished it,
you've hydrated. Yeah.
You get some value from this because you just talked about dehydration. This is one part of it that will kill you because this is just a lot of sugar in one. And think about how many people you see drink 3 of this like just one time, right?
Yeah, especially kids.
Exactly.
When my son was little, like when he was like 2 years old, if I gave him juice, it gave him diarrhea. So I never gave him juice because it was so bad for his system.
Yeah, because of the sugar content based on the juice and how much you drink it. So I would say, I just wanted to be real and bring this to light because this was a case in my cupboard. And I'm like, dude, let's go. Right? And my husband, is older. And so after a minute, even when you're getting older, your digestive system cannot process these things.
Yes.
It has to work too hard.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the things. But when I was just reading this book, it says how to balance your hormone. And it said sugar has been labeled as white debt. WHIT, it's in bracket. And this label is in no way sensational. It says sugar and inflammation. Chronic inflammation can shut down hormone receptors,
Oh,
making them unresponsive to hormone molecule entering the cell and doing their job. Sugar alongside gut health issue, chronic stress, and lack of sleep is the major contribution to inflammation.
that's interesting. So when we take in this sugar, it interferes with and causes inflammation, and inflammation can keep us from getting proper sleep.
Yeah,
It's what I heard you say.
yeah.
And so we know that when we don't get proper sleep, the reproduction of cells does not.
Cannot happen. So it shut down the reproduction of cells, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Which,
Yeah, which makes so much sense, right?
yes.
And then, I read along and it says sugar affect your mood and self-esteem, right? Think about so many people that we know or we see have low self-esteem. It's because the sugar contribute to low self-esteem.
What?
Yes. And I was like,
who knew?
Crazy. And I'm like, crap. It says when we eat sugar, our brain reward us by releasing mood enhancing neurotransmitters such as serotonin, a mood balance, dopamine, which mediate a sense of reward and pleasure in the brain. It is surprised when my farmer, it talks a little bit about that. And it says a diet high in sugar has been linked to poor mental health, including increased risk of depression, worsened anxiety symptoms, compromise, congestive ability such as learning and memory, and low self-esteem.
Well, I can understand this because you're cranky, because you didn't get any sleep. You're cranky. Who would want to be around cranky people? And of course, that's going to lead to low self-esteem because you don't have good relationships. Who knew sugar was doing all of this, Maureen?
Yeah, and we drink it. We know that we know our moms, we know her cousins, we know how everybody just pile up on these because these are easy, and it's just because of the system, right? The system reward our taste buds so that we can go out and buy these unhealthy stuff, and not reading the labor is one of the things.
You know what else we do, Maureen? In this culture, we always celebrate everything with cake. Like Father's Day is coming. There's probably going to be a cake, and it's probably going to have some white icing on it. And Happy Father's Day spelled out in some other color.
It says the book said it's called White Debt.
Exactly.
And as a father, I mean, like when you're older, honestly, your system cannot, it just doesn't work like that. Your system is slowed down. So your system cannot process so much sugar. So no wonder we have so many chronic illness in our world, because one thing, we just talked about this just one time in my day. This is like just a drink, right?
And maybe we should skip dessert once in a while.
It also says empty calories and nutrient is a nutrient robber, and that's sugar. It says sugar provide empty calories. That it has no food with no nutrient. So an empty calories is a food with no nutrient. So we drink this, but all we get is big waistline, stomach issue, running to the bathroom because it's empty. It has no foundational pieces in there, right?
Yes.
So I'm not going to go tell you now, girl, go cut out sugar because your taste bud is used to sugar. You have to tame it. So I suggested and some suggestion, and these are just suggestions, like half of this with some water, it's still going to be sweet. Did you hear how much gram in there?
Yes.
It is still going to be sweet, right? So we got to learn to tame it. And so it says 4 gram sugar equal 1 teaspoon sugar.
Oh, okay.
Right. And it says, take a look at everything that you're doing, as Robin says, processes in your body. Soup, canned soup, right? We know like a lot of people drink canned soup. Look at the labor, right? These are the things that they put in the foods to preserve them, right? So it's not really the soup, but it's what they put into the soup for the shelf life.
Mhm.
And of course, they're in this business to make money. If you go into a business, you got to make money.
Yes.
So the whole aim is to make money. And so they don't care what's in there. You have to care. You have to, if you're on your own health, that's why I said all the time, be your own health advocate, be your own detective. Like, think about how you want to feel in your body, and then make these little adjustments, just
Yes.
think about you on a whole. Like, I'm 50 something now. Can I afford sugar at work? When people buy me donuts and they put it and they said, Maureen, you're not eating donuts. Why? I said, you know what? Donut doesn't like me. It's not like I don't like sugar, but sugar don't like me. So if sugar don't like me, I'm not going to be friends with it. Why would I be friends with it? I'll say hi to it. Hi, because I'm cordial. I'll have a cordial conversation with it, but I'm not going to be friends with sugar and sugar don't like me. Right? Because if sugar does so much havoc on my system, why would I tend to, I'm not saying you got to prioritize. You got to figure out what makes you come alive. And I always tell, when clients come to me, I said, if you want to stay and be droopy, then that's your business. If you want people to sorrow for you all the time, I'm like, I'm weak. That's not me. But so I do the opposite. Right? And so we hear so much about low self-esteem, and we don't understand that. Now that I'm understanding that is the sugar, that the part of the brain that it feeds allow you to have low self-esteem, right?
Wow.
So maybe if you want to look good, then have a little bit of self-esteem. Maybe it's not the pill. Maybe one thing we can cut out is sugar, or help to manage sugar,
Yes.
Because I don't like to say cut out. I rather say manage, and learn to do it in proportion.
All things in moderation.
All things in moderation. Right? It says cappuccino contains 69 grams of sugar.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, that's what it says, more than 17 teaspoons. Can you imagine eating 7 teaspoons of pure sugar?
And not intentionally.
That's what you're doing when you drink an entire thing. One of the Starbucks cappuccino, and they're everywhere. You go into Walmart, they're in a corner. You go into all of the big box stores, there's a Starbucks. And like you're drinking white death.
Wow. And you know what? When I pass by these coffee places, there's a line. People are sitting in their cars waiting for them to be served up.
Yeah. But that's the sad part. But the good part is they said you can have fewer cravings if you do probiotic foods, right? If you eat more probiotic food, it will cut the sugar cravings from, add probiotic into your diet so it cuts the sugar craving. And they said some of the probiotic are sauerkraut, dill pickle, coconut yogurt, and kimchi to your diet. That will help you.
Maureen, I also heard that sugar is addictive.
It is.
I'm a witness.
That's a whole topic. It says understanding sugar addiction, but that's a whole topic by itself. So I have to come back and talk a little bit about that.
Here is my
next topic. I'm just talking about the impact of hormone, but yeah, there's a whole topic on the addiction of sugar.
Okay, here's my confession. I used to go to a coffee place every morning till one morning I woke up and found myself in the line, and I had intended to go straight home. That's when I knew I was addicted, because my car just drove itself to the coffee place, and I was in the coffee line with all the other cars. And I'm like, what am I doing here? It had become so much a part of my routine
Mhm.
And my body said, hey, we're going there. So, yes, it is addictive.
So
And
one time, true story, I had
Mhm.
my friend introduced me to this lady who was from Atlanta, and she was a Jamaican, and she was looking somewhere to stay, and I have an empty room, so I invite her and she stays with me for a little bit. And I'm telling you, when I tell you that coffee and the contents of it is addictive,
Mhm.
it is real. I'm like 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. If that lady don't have coffee, she will drive to San Francisco to go get it. And then it's like she's pulling out her hair and like just this. Oh, I've never, and it was before I was a health coach or something, before I could get into this thing. And
Mhm.
I'm telling you, literally, she will drive from Sacramento to San Francisco to find one of the 7-Eleven or whatever opens at that time in the morning to get her coffee. She could not exist.
She couldn't get started without it.
No, no, if she don't get it, it's like a different personality emerge.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, you're looking at a total different person, and then when she get it, it's like night and day.
Wow, that is a spirit. Anyway, go ahead.
Exactly. And yes, so when I tell you that I witnessed that, it's real.
Mhm.
It is real. So we're talking about real stuff here. So I would say, especially us women
Mhm.
going into the menopausal years, and then we're ready, and then we hook up on all these sugar. No wonder we have big waistlines. No wonder we have all of these other things, and then low self-esteem make us shame ourselves. So then the words that comes out of our mouth that talks to the body,
Mhm.
it's just because of low self-esteem, and it all ties back to sugar.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
So it's like, woo, it's like this whole trajectory that if you don't know and can be able to control it and manage it, you
Uh-huh.
find yourself getting your frame. Because I don't want to talk about, like, I don't like to say losing weight, but I said your frame cannot support your body anymore, right?
Yes.
When you're building a house, you have to have the foundation that can stand a 23 square foot home. If you put it on a 17 square foot, what's going to happen? It's going to fall,
Mhm.
right? So it's the frame. It's not literally about weight. It's about, is your frame can stand up? Can it support what you're putting on it?
Mhm. Okay.
And so when we see people with bigger frames or smaller frames, it's not really about small or big. It's about what is the frame was built for. What was your skeleton man built to carry? Are you carrying too much? And
Mhm.
so it all ties back to this. I call sugar the devil. Like, for me, I'm like, Christ, it is, because it's just in everything, literally in everything. So you
It's
have,
very sneaky. Yeah.
right? And then, I don't have enough time, but then then when they don't put sugar on it, they change it to fructose. So you got to know what the other names for sugar on the labels, but they're still sugar. They just sneak it and change it into, like, it's fructose. You'd be like, hey, fruit added to it, so it's good. It's
Uh-huh.
sugar, and it's killing us too.
Mm.
So these
Wow.
are some things that we can make sure we're looking for. Take time, if you care, to look for it, and just look for these things in your everyday consumption, and learn to be a detective. Learn to solve your own problems, and sugar might be one of them.
Maureen, another huge topic are sugar substitutes. So, the artificial sugars that people put in their drinks or whatever to give yourself that sugary taste, there are things that people can use that are sugar substitutes that are healthier than others.
Yeah,
But I
like
really don't like
there's like
I
there's like even the monk sugar. So there are other alternatives out there. That's why I'm saying there are other alternatives that you can swap out.
Mm.
So when I tell, if a client come to me and have a sugar addiction, I started to talk about different things. There even a tool there that you can use to clean your tongue, right? To
Okay.
get it off, yeah, to brush it so that you can get off those taste off your tongue and then start familiarize with your taste, right? I heard Terry just talked about Robin was like Terry getting good on the computer. And you were like, I started where you are. It's kind of the same thing with your body. You have to start where you are. And so you get better at it as it goes. But we're living in a world where people want instant gratification. Like, hey, like, social media when like, they put the picture and then they go and put a little highlights in it and like, hey, she cute. You're not really cute. It's just an illusion that you're putting there. So it's the same thing. The real is cut out of everything now. So nobody's real again. But we can get back to just be looking at stuff from a raw point of view. Like seriously, like look at it from a raw point of view. And I mean, social media and stuff is here for education too. There's a lot of education out there too. Learn to go to credible source. There's a lot of fraud, but then there's still credible source out there that you can learn from, especially as aging women. And I say, women, we can age younger with age. Right? We don't have to age older with age. We can age younger. But these are some of the things that the nutrients robbers. We have to find the things that robs the nutrients from us and then find the ones that give us nutrients so that we can put it back, right?
Okay.
And sugar is one of them.
Go ahead, Robin. What were you going to say?
Oh, nothing. No, I wasn't going to say anything. I just am so grateful for Maureen to bring this topic up for us because we hadn't talked about sugar in a while. And the whole, when she talked about the sugar and mood and self-esteem, that was new to me. And that really hit home.
I didn't realize how it all tied together. Oh my goodness. But I want to share some of the places where you can find Maureen online. You can find her at the Body Shop, which is phenomenal. If you're looking to improve your health, you want to contact Maureen over on Facebook at the Body Shop and sign up because I'm telling you, it is a workout and you will get some results. So we're going to put that link in the chat, as well as you can find her in addition over here at the Fab Closet. Now, the Fab Closet is an opportunity for you to have Maureen actually come into your home, go through your closet and show you how to work your wardrobe in a way that flatters your body. I hope y'all got that because that's my testimonial.
Yeah.
She will come into your home, look at the things in your closet, and show you how to wear your clothes in a way that flatters your body. Okay? So if you're looking for that, how to rework what you got going on already, make an appointment with Maureen.
The body that you have, because some people want to dress the body that is not here yet. So
exactly,
that's just your body, the one that's standing right in front of you.
So she can put the fun and the fabulous back in your closet. Oh, did y'all get that?
Yes.
Put the fun and the fabulous back in your closet. Somebody write that down. That's a nice.
Write it down for me because I don't have a pen.
That's put the fun and the fabulous back in your closet. And the last place I want to share with you where you can find Maureen on Facebook is
Put the fun and the fabulous back in your
closet.
Yes, it's time.
There you go. She also has the excuse me. Crawl, Walk, Run Fitness Group and Foundation. This group is her way of giving back. And so you want to go over there and find out, because Maureen is a cancer survivor and she is really committed to this cause. So you can find her at all three of these locations on Facebook, and we're going to make sure that those go into the chat. I'll do that while you close out, Robin. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sounds great. So thank you, Maureen, for being with us today. And I sure hope we get you back on the schedule for the rest of the summer and into the fall and next year. Also, next week, we have Lawana Parker, Dr. Lawana Parker with us, who is our journaling coach and helps us with figuring out how to write down our gratitudes and feel good about what we are doing for ourselves and for other people, and hopefully these notes make themselves into some kind of book. She's on me to write a book, and I'm like, okay, I'll journal first. But she's a great coach, and it'll be fun to see Lawana next week. And then after that, we have another guest. At the end of the month, Lakeisha Appleton will be back with us, and she's going to help us talk about sunscreen and the protection of our skin. So we have great shows coming up.
Well, we want to thank you so much. You always have such great guests, Robin. We look forward to journaling with Lawana. She is such a great coach. We talked to her while you were overseas. And we hope to have a better connection this time. With that, yes, because she had a lot of good points that we didn't really get to because of her connection, but it has improved, and we look forward to talking to her. Maureen, I just want to say that you are a great coach, and folks need to get in touch with you if they want to put the sexy back in their life, and if they want to improve their closets in a way that puts fun and fabulous on the scene. So with that, we want to remind you guys it's okay to make money in your business. So go to the front of your own line and get your sexy back with Maureen Stevenson. Thank you again, Robin.
Thank you guys for the privilege of your time. Thank to your listeners for tuning in. And for those who are watching, thank you. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. And don't take it lightly. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.